mention your name when he left the house, just from his observations of people. So, I mean, I don't know where the cards...
I try to be extremely loyal.
Yeah.
I don't try to be one of these backstabbing, straight up lying type of people in this house. I think that you can bring a little bit of your personality into the house. You know what I mean? Without having to go behind... And I know that you're like that. I can tell from your personality. You know, I don't think that you go around, you never tell lies, you aren't always in somebody's ear. You know, and I do, that's why I'm telling you, like, I do respect you for that.
Yeah.
You know, I do. And that's why I wanted you to know, like, this is not anything personal. It's just, I had to put two people up, and that, you know, like, I was just like, oh, those are the two best reasons that I could think of, is what I put out there.
Right.
You know, and I want Jesse to know, I'm not stupid. You're the reason that Steven went up. You had choice. You know, you had choice in this. Don't tell me that these 8 people come up. You're a very strong-minded young man. You know, if you told these people, listen, you know, because Jesse's very strong-minded and everybody knows it.
Right. I guess the whole thing that comes down to it is, if you end up deciding to use the power of veto, is I would rather you use it on Jesse than on me. If that's what it comes to, you know, if you decide to use it. Only because I don't know if I could possibly go another week living with Libra, because that's how much she gets on my nerves. And so if it came down to it being against me and her, I'd rather the house decide who they want to keep and who to go, because I've heard talk that you know, whatever, and so I would rather, because I don't think I could literally survive. And you know, this is something that if you choose to tell Libra and April, it's completely up to you.
I'm not going to tell them.
Well, you know,
I'm just saying, I'm not going to tell. I'm not even going to tell anybody anything about our conversation.
All right.
I mean, of course they'll ask, but you know, I'll make up some bullshit, whatever. Just that you talked to me and it was private.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason to go and tell.
But I mean, I wanted you to know. I mean, this is an awkward. I know, and that's so silly for me to do it.
And I think we all agree that she is. I tried to tell her, like, you need to calm it down. This is nothing that I don't say to her face. You need to calm down. It's not that I don't like her. You just need to calm it down. Like, you are burying yourself. I have told her this. And when I tell her she's burying herself, she flips out even more.
I think that one of the last straws, just so you know, is, I mean, when people are allowed in this room, even though people are outside, you can still hear what's going on. And, like, you know, I'm not the type of person that, even though I'm nominated and possibly I'm going to get evicted next week, you know, the cards, you know, fall where they will. If I get evicted, I get evicted. But I'm not going to sit there and be sullen and sulk and be unhappy about it. And I was just downstairs and I was hanging out with Dan in Memphis and we were playing charades, and maybe I heard it incorrectly or whatever, but, you know, Libra was, I just thought I heard Libra go, I don't understand why she's all laughing or whatever.
Who'd she say that to?
No, I just heard her voice project. I don't know if it was
I understand. You pick up on things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you obviously know I'm a very observant person.
Yeah,
and I'm not a person to suck up to people if they went out of house.
I know, and neither am I.
So.
And I understood that, you know, I understood the reason why I knew you weren't going to kiss my butt. Because I am the exact same way. I'm not kissing anybody's ass because they got head of household. If they feel that they need to put me up for whatever their reasons are, then they can put me up.
Right.
You know, that's just the way I look at it. I'm like, I'm not going, you know, I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. Right. It's not my nature.
I know, I see that about you. So, anyways. I'm glad I got to talk to you. I mean, I've been like...
I'm glad you got to talk to me,
I felt like I was starting to lurk. But I knew that, like, if I didn't catch you...
You know, and like I told April, I'm like... It wasn't April, it was Libra, because I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to Angie later. And she was like, ugh. And I said, you know what, Libra? Of course I'm going to talk to her. Like, she's up on the block. Like, that's just common respect. You know, and I understand, like, I completely understand, and I totally am glad that you came to me, because that was the biggest thing. Like, I had just never personally got to talk to you about anything, you know? And, you know,
like,
and even April was cool about it. Like, even April, I was like, yeah, I need to talk to Angie. She's like, yeah, totally. She's like, you should probably do it now that nobody else is even around. Because we know how overwhelming certain people in this house can be.
I don't think I need to say anything else.
No,
I mean,
fine.
like, I can actually honestly say that, you know, when I grouped April and Libra together, you know, last week or in the last couple, you know, days or whatever, it was almost like the only reason I was doing that is because, you know,
you knew who
April and Libra were always, you know,
together.
I felt like they were always whispering, always talking, and they just wouldn't let up.
Yeah.
But I mean, just when Libra's not around and I can actually joke around with Ollie and April, it's like
completely different.
It's like almost peaceful. It's like everybody's joking around, having a good time.
It's completely different.
And I don't know.
No, I agree with you. This is something that everybody would agree with you on. Everybody in this house would agree with you on. It is a completely different feeling. And I think April even knows it. She knows it. She's not stupid. She's feeling it. Everybody's feeling the attention revolving around Libra. You know, I feel that people are trying to cut ties with her. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like she's just burying herself. And when you try to be a friend and you try to tell her, because you know, when you try to go, hey, you know, like maybe you just want to. I think the other day at the kitchen sink, I think she even started off to Memphis about the water. You know, and I'm just like,
I mean, I'm not one to complain about everything. And that's one of the pet peeves that I have about some, you know, when individuals do that. Or, I mean, I'm not even going to go into it because I don't think there's nothing that needs to be said.
No, I know.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Do know. Like, we think we're all on the same page as far as certain people in the house go.
Right.
I do.
All I know is, you know, the whole point of me talking to you is to let you know that I had no hard feelings or whatever, and also just to clarify that I was never gunning for you. I mean, right now, I was just pissed off about the whole Steven situation, number one, because Dan was supposed to come home last week, and number two, it's like...
And I just don't understand.
Everything changed.
I don't understand where it changed. Like, I'm still getting all these runaround stories about where it changed. I'm like, why? Why was he put up there? You know, like, look at the mood of the house now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was talking to Memphis last night. I go, this really sucks. It was like, nobody's outside here joking around.
Oh, you could tell it instantly. And I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And that's what I kept trying to explain to everyone. I'm like, this is going to suck so bad. Like, this is not going to be fun. Like, he brings in fun. The excitement.
No, he did.
And I know that you agree. I know you agree with me on that. I know that you were very close to Steven.
It just really sucks.
It does.
It just like, I mean, I like look back on these last couple weeks and it's just like, you know, there's so many what ifs about like if people paired off differently, like how different.
Doesn't it make you wish that you would have stuck up for him too?
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea.
I feel like I had no choice but just to roll over and be like, okay. You know, and he asked me for a vote, and I didn't give it to him.
He asked me for it too, and I didn't give it to him. And I, like...
regret it.
As soon as the nominations were done, I was like, well... I basically, like...
I know.
So...
Because the thing is, this is a game, but, you know, out there in real life, you know, I totally would stick up for my friends 100%.
I know. I think that's what's the most difficult thing about being in this house. So.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes you're just backed up into this corner and you don't have a choice.
Just know that, I mean, I hope that,
I do. I understand now where you're coming from.
Oh, shit. I hate this.
I know. It's really hard.
So, I just wanted to give my 2 cents and, you know, I valued Steven's opinion very much. And I know that you probably did too.
I did.
And I know Rennie's getting fed up a lot just by her body language and stuff. So, whatever you decide or not decide to do, like, you know, if I go home, I go home. If I don't, I don't. But, like I said,